out, gang. Want to see more crazy moments from Red Handed TV? Follow me now on twitch.com.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of EOS.
Hey,
it's 1090 Jake, and I'm
rocking with
y'all. Y'all rocking with me. And for this
what's
video,
up, fat boy?
We're gonna be speaking on Rick Ross,
fat white boy.
Self-proclaimed
That's what he'll say.
Kingpin.
Hey, white boy.
But actual former corrections officer.
We getting tired of you trying to tear us black people down, folks.
I know, I can already see from here, from where I'm at, this nigga's a total fraud. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's not even no issue. But I paid for the transcript.
This between 50 and Ross.
Court case.
Trick Daddy recently accused you of working as a prison guard at one point, Rick. Is there any truth to that?
No, that's not true. But that's disappointing to hear that he said that. He said that?
Like you did 10 years in jail, right? How you think about the whole Rick Ross thing, him being a correctional officer and dealing with correctional officers?
Wow. Fake niggas get taped up and sent back. Use a fake nigga, you makes up a good act.
Now I know you.
Okay.
I think it's fair to say I know you now.
Was Rick Ross in his lifetime a corrections officer?
Rick Ross done did it all to get money. I done did it all except set dudes up, put dudes behind bars, and that's what's important to me.
Pictures turn up of you online,
right?
Or a person that looks like you online who's working as a correctional officer.
That motherfucker,
is that or is
twin
that not Rick Ross
that's him.
in those pictures?
That was me in the photos. I'm the truth when your truths just pretend. I hear lies in every one of your lies.
Just holding a gun.
Magnify times 5. You lost, I'm Ross.
Now bullets are flying in hip hop as back-to-back disses are being dropped and shots keep getting fired. At this point, it seems like Drake versus everybody, but one person in particular is standing out.
And this
Rick
the funnest
Ross
one that's going on, straight up.
But that isn't what's got
Ross
my
having
attention.
too much fun with
Ross
that
would keep dissing through Instagram and referring to Drake as a white boy as if that's an insult. Well, now you got a white boy's attention. Apparently everybody forgot the biggest boss of Miami, the hustler who knew Pablo and Noriega, the man who thinks he's Big Meech, Larry Hoover. Everybody forgot he was a fucking CO. Lead the way. Now this isn't new news. Back in 2008, pictures would be released of Ross in uniform, and he'd speak exclusively with all hip-hop stating, "My life is 100% real. These online hackers putting a picture of my face when I was a teenager in high school on other people's body. If this shit was real, don't you think they would have more specifics, like dates and everything?" So a then 32-year-old Ross claimed the pic was photoshopped, his Kingpin lifestyle was real, and there was no proof behind the CO allegations. Well, a media website by the name of The Smoking Gun would send in a public records request receiving 86 pages from the Florida Department of Corrections about Officer Ricky's short career. A photo of William Roberts,
you know you could dig some shit up.
Rick Ross's State of Florida application would state he received his diploma from Miami Carroll City High and went on to Albany State University to study criminal justice.
God damn,
on his supplementary application, he stated his nickname was Big East and denied knowing anyone in prison, along with never working in prison or in law enforcement. Now, with every new recruit, the Department of Corrections wants to know how willing you are to complete your correctional duties. Ross would check off he's willing to work rotating shifts, carry a firearm, and work with violent inmates, homosexuals, etc. He'd also state he's willing to shoot an inmate who's attempting to escape, body search a male or female inmate, and write an incident report.
I mean, at that point, that's his job.
Fuck Ross would take an oath of loyalty to support the Constitution and would receive a letter stating he's now officially a correctional officer trainee at the South Florida Reception Center. 5 months later, it was now 1996, and Ross would receive an award for completing 540 hours of basic training. Ross was now an official corrections officer.
Damn, y'all make it hard for a motherfucker to get a job.
A picture at his graduation ceremony. 4 months later, he'd receive a certificate of appreciation for perfect attendance from the same woman he'd be seen shaking hands with at his ceremony. But eventually, all good things must come to an end. And in June of 1997, Ricky Rose sent in a resignation letter and officially left the force.
Well, he did quit that motherfucker.
This isn't
He did give him his 2 weeks notice.
This came out back in 2008, and 50 Cent started calling Ross Officer Ricky in 2009.
Officer Ricky.
Rick Ross would admit to Double XL, it was in fact him in the pictures. He'd state, "Me not answering or addressing that situation has nothing to do with my career. I've accomplished enough and I've made enough money for me to be good. Yes, it was me in those pictures, but I'm gonna tell you this. Me taking
I don't give a fuck how much money you get.
I was doing my job. You understand what I mean?"
I understand
He
you.
continue on saying the stuff he talks about is real, the dope is real, and the gun talk is official. But fans would forever speculate, when exactly was Rick Ross in the streets serving bricks? In an interview with the Full Send podcast, the alleged kingpin was asked about his time as a corrections officer in Florida State Prison.
Were you a correctional officer at one point?
I was, yeah.
So going all the way back. When was that? How long ago?
Maybe when I was 20.
20 years old?
Yeah.
What kind of people were in there?
You know, I didn't really get to make it to the prison. Because you got to go through training and all that, and I didn't last long.
Right.
I may have lasted 4 months.
Right.
Before they said,
yeah,
I was a little tardy.
Now, Ross claimed he only worked the job for 4 months and never made it to a real prison because he didn't even complete training from being tardy so much. But this is the same Ross that received a certificate of appreciation for never missing a day. He'd work as a CO for 18 months at the South Florida Reception Center in Miami. This was the first stop for
that
any
motherfucker
inmate
big as
entering
hell,
the prison
folks.
system from Miami,
God
Broward,
damn.
Palm Beach, or any other neighboring counties. This was very much prison, and the South Florida Reception Center has repeatedly made the news, like when 4 COs were arrested for beating an elderly inmate to death, or when 11 inmates died from COVID. But still, Rick Ross got a pass because even if he never sold drugs a day in his life, the music sounded good enough to forget it. So why still lie about your old job? And if you weren't flipping bricks in between criminal justice class and football
he
practice,
did admit it.
When did it happen? Apparently in 2008, the same year the pictures were released, Rick Ross was arrested on gun and marijuana charges. The investigation would be assigned to the Gang Unit Task Force, and transcripts would state the Gang Unit was given the case because Rick Ross claims affiliation with the Carroll City Cartel. Now, Triple C's, according to Wikipedia, was a hip-hop group founded by Rick Ross in 2005.
Damn,
Named after
white
the Carroll
boy.
City neighborhood of Miami,
You doing your
the
investigation.
group featured Rick Ross, Gunplay, Torch, and Young Breed. The transcripts would mention
Rick Ross
YouTube,
was young as
and
fuck.
Ross didn't shy away from his cartel affiliation because it wasn't an actual cartel. The transcripts would also reveal this was actually Ross's first arrest as an
It wasn't
adult
an actual cartel.
at 32
Ha.
years old. So technically speaking, you're not a criminal until you get caught, right? And Ross was never caught until after his career already blew up. Aside from marijuana, Ross wouldn't be arrested for anything serious until 2017, when him and his former security guard kidnapped a landscaper by forcing him into a room and pistol whipping him.
See,
Ross
hey,
would plea out
Ross
to
was doing
lesser
some
charges
gangster
as a
shit. He just
first-time
ain't never get
offender,
caught.
and the charges would be removed from his criminal history after
How the
paying
hell
all
you do
fines
that?
and completing probation. So maybe Ross was just too smart to get caught with any bricks. Going back to his interview, Ross would state he got his job in corrections after his big homie got in trouble and suggested it.
What made you want to do that?
One of my big homies had just got in trouble, and a lot of things were going on, and he just suggested it.
You fuck with it or no?
Nah, I didn't. Anything you gotta really do, and you fucking running and jogging and
Yeah.
all of that shit, man.
The big homie Ross was referring to is none other than Kenneth Booby Williams. Booby was the leader of the Booby Boys, an infamous murderous drug gang that terrorized Miami in the 90s.
Okay.
Law enforcement officials would state they built a drug-
Now, I might have just could have put a theory together for you motherfuckers. Now, y'all say Ricky Rose was a correctional officer, right? So, we see in the video, Ricky Rose was a correctional officer, right? Then he said, he finally admitted it. He didn't want to admit it because to the world, if you hear you a correctional officer, y'all gonna try to take the man's street cred away. But what he did say, his big homie, some things had happened, and his big homie got in trouble, and he suggested it, and he tried to leave it at that, right? So now, what if the big homie told him to get the correctional officer job so they can have somebody on the inside who could help bring in and out the drugs or something if need be? Just having a man on the inside. Do we have a problem with Rose for taking the job and just having that on his name, even if he was doing that? This allegedly now. I didn't just put this together. Nah, we don't know this to be true. I made this up. For folks to get the drugs. If you do some shit like that for the gang, right? You just take this job, get this job. You go through all of that shit. Y'all heard all the community services hours he had to do. What if he did it so they can have an inside nigga that can help move some things around? What if that's the reason, but he just can't speak about it, folks? Real niggas, you know, if that was the case, Rose ain't gonna come out and say that, folks. But y'all don't know the business, folks. So do we still take his street cred away, man? Comment down below, man. Do we still take his street cred away if that what he was doing, folks? Folks, is he still not a gangster, folks? Because he's still doing gangster shit. Y'all just seen he just kidnapped a motherfucker. He's still doing gangster shit around, folks. Like, I mean, everybody's situation different. Everybody's circumstance different, folks. We can't speak on shit that we ain't been through. You feel me? That's the problem. Everybody life different. Everybody gonna have a different path through life. Everybody gonna experience or do some different shit. God damn it. Y'all can't speak on what y'all woulda, shoulda, coulda, because half of y'all not gonna experience nothing. So, shut y'all goof ass up, folks. Y'all talking shit. Folks always stood on business, always been a real nigga. Always kept it G, ain't never told on nobody, never did none of that goof ass shit, folks. So what we doing? What we doing, folks? Ain't nobody never bitch him. Not to say nobody never bitch him. I'm just saying, if you keep it thorough all the way through, what we gonna say, folks? We can keep on talking that make-believe shit, folks. If a nigga thorough, straight point blank period, you niggas ain't what's walking up, doing shit to folks. Even if that was the case, if he was correctional officer, motherfucker, you niggas ain't doing shit. You niggas ain't going over there. Oh, that's Rose. I'm finna go over there and bitch him because he was a correctional officer. You niggas ain't doing that. He something to keep you motherfuckers up off him at the end of the day.
The fuck? That smuggled 5 tons and $85 million.
Niggas ain't just walking around doing shit to Rose. So what y'all saying?
In 12 states from 1990 to 1998. The gang was blamed for 35 murders, and when they were all indicted, the shootings and murder rate literally dropped in 4 of Miami's worst neighborhoods. According to a Street Stories article, the Booby Boys reached national attention through Rick Ross, who rose to fame in hip-hop's cocaine era, when everybody was rapping about cocaine and selling it. He'd introduced the world to Miami's
my boy talked that shit too good to not be a part of that shit.
Naming members in his songs and speaking of them in multiple interviews.
When I talk about yayo, when I talk about streets, body counts, that's where I really come from, you know what I'm saying? I came up in Carol City, the heart of Miami, and just so happened in my generation, we had a good friend of ours by the name of Kenneth Booby Williams, who was featured on America's Most Wanted in 1999.
Now that's telling. You saying too much. We don't need to know that, folks.
He was accused for over 200 homicides and running an $80 million enterprise.
An anonymous person would speak with the Miami New Times back in 2008 over the correction officer controversy. He'd state, Ross ain't no fake cat. He's always been savvy in my experiences crossing paths with him way back in the day.
Hey,
Ross
the
ran
ones
with
that
the
know,
Booby
know.
Boys, who were among the top
If you
5
niggas don't
gangsters
know,
down
move
here
out
in
the
Miami
way.
in the mid-90s.
Point blank P.
When Booby Boys leader Kenneth Booby Williams got snatched by the feds, they also snatched several Miami-Dade police officers as well because they were on Booby's payroll.
I'm telling y'all, he probably was going to be one of the inside men, so y'all last talking that shit.
Real hustlers that touched major work.
Man, motherfuckers ain't got to explain the game.
Rick Ross's back is against the wall. He can't really elaborate on everything because
the game is
still
to be
dealing with the federal case
so
right now
not told.
The streets know that when Ross was
you niggas
a CO,
is rookies.
he was working
Ain't
for
half
Booby
you niggas ain't never did shit in y'all life.
Now this story would coincide with what Ross said on his Full Send interview, but we don't even know who said it because the person was anonymous and could have been Rick Ross himself or a member of his team.
Hey tech leads, this is Monday Dev, a platform to manage your entire product development.
Reading between the lines,
I bet that's what
this
you,
dude
what
was
you
alleged
would want.
Ross got a job as a CO to work for Booby in prison.
Come on, man. I
Booby
just
was
said
a
that before I got right. I
notorious
swear to
drug
God, I never
dealer.
watched this shit.
But the timelines don't even add up. Ross started working in prison in 95 and resigned in 97. The same year some of the Booby Boys got locked up. Then the feds indicted 15
How
of them
that
in
don't line up?
1999. Ross's so-called big homie never even made it to Florida State Prison. It would end up in the feds, meaning Ross never came across him while working in state prison. Another anonymous person,
But he came across him because that's his big homie,
Booby
fool.
Boys, stated Ross was never a Booby Boy and never a dope boy.
That's
either.
something either. That's
Everyone
something
connected
else
to Kenneth
too.
Booby Williams was arrested, and Ross only went to high school with some of the members. She would claim Booby was an inmate at the South Florida Reception Center before going to prison when he recognized Rick Ross and thought he'd be beneficial.
So he used.
Sense, as Booby doesn't show up in the Florida Department of Corrections offender search. So yet again,
So somebody lying. Who the fuck telling the
can't
truth?
Be proven by another anonymous source. Whether or not Ross promoted the Booby Boys to give himself a more street appearance, Ross would skyrocket into stardom and rise to legendary status in the state of Florida. Because of that, nobody really gives a fuck if Ross's whole persona was fake because he still made it. But apparently Ross does because he responded to me on Instagram. Now, I made a post about him lying over how much time he actually did working in prison, and he'd respond in a series of Instagram posts stating I'm
Hey, white boy.
He'd show my mugshot in one post and in another a statement. The statement would read, the suspect, Cherry, made several spontaneous statements. He stated that the gun was in his friend Alex's room inside the closet under the green shirt. He stated that he was shooting the gun in the middle of the street and that he is sorry. He stated he found it in a vacant house that he was using to piss in. He saw a shiny object and reached down and found the gun. Now, Rick Ross would at me, putting multiple rat emojis while adding Drake saying, "White boy, who next?" He'd then make another post writing the same thing.
He just wanted to put his name mixed in with Drizzy.
I now had the ability to DM him, so I sent him a voice message back.
Oh yeah, you played, Officer Ricky, you played. I saved my homie people from getting jammed up before they went inside the house and found that gun and took them off Section 8. I blew that pistol, that was my case. You played though. I ain't wake up and put a badge on, you did.
Now, whoever decided to send
sound
that
like
to
you was
Ross
working out, G.
didn't send him the other 25 pages detailing what actually took place and how I admitted I fired the gun and the gun was mine to keep anyone else from being charged. Ross would make another post to Instagram.
You told him where it
once again
was,
mentioning
and
me.
then you said it was
You
yours.
got your minions. What's the other white boy name? 1090. He looked like a fucking wet little whale flapping. Shut up. Get mind your business, PM. Man, apologize.
Truth is, me and Drake have no ties and have never spoke.
Y'all
but
keep
he followed me
showing
on
this
the
pink
gram
ass
shortly
piece of
after
meat on this
Ross's
fork and it's
tirade.
pissing me off.
I myself
Ain't nobody
was
eating that
surprised
shit.
Ross was so quick to respond to his CO past, as he's changed the story so many times and added new twists, alleging he was pushing weight in prison. But apparently it still strikes a nerve almost a decade later to see himself in that uniform. Like I told Officer Ricky, he's the one that decided to wake up and put on a badge.
I know you know Noriega. A real Noriega. Oh shit, Ricky's friends outside. You hit him? There they go. Oh man, Ricky's crew. He said he got a $2 million crew.
Ricky's crew.
We was talking about the NYPD.
Now I know, like y'all know, everybody got favorites, and it seems that
Fuck you,
once
find a
you
window
reach
and
a
do that.
certain level of superstardom or money, nobody really gives a fuck anymore about
That
what
ain't the
used
case.
to be or what
That
never
ain't the
happened.
case.
Nobody's gonna care if you never sold dope. Nobody's gonna care if you whatever, because you already made it, right? Fake it till you make it. It works out how it works out.
It's not that nobody cares.
I couldn't even find a picture.
It's not that nobody cares. It's what the fuck we gonna do about it. Okay, we found out he was a correctional officer. He rose already, motherfucker. What we gonna do? Take his money back, bitch? We can't take his money back. We can't take his fame. We can't unknow the nigga, motherfucker. This ain't Man in Black. We can't press the goddamn thing and fucking zap all our memories and zap them. I don't see none of all you niggas talking that shit. I don't see none of you niggas pressing Rose. I don't see now one of you niggas getting up trying to press Rose. The only nigga even tried was 50 Cent. The rest of you niggas ain't pressing him. Right? He's still moving around, saying what he want to say, doing what he want to do. Hey, white boy. Right? He's still telling y'all it costs $42 million just to be my neighbor. What the fuck y'all gonna do? Somebody do something about it. Shit, I don't want to do nothing about it. You can't look at me. 1090, you looking at me. I'm looking at you to do something about it. Nigga, you got the problem with him, not me. I like Rose. Listen, this ain't our real life, folks. We ain't gotta care about it that much. What we gonna do? Go fucking start a march in front of his crib? I don't give a fuck about it that much, folks. It ain't affect me. It ain't did shit to my life. Nigga, I am not gonna see you or Rose probably never in my goddamn life. What the fuck do you want me to do, 1090? It don't matter, folks. You do something about it, nigga. You did a video.
Of Rick Ross and Booby together.
And he's still gonna be Rose.
A recognized dude or whatever. But I couldn't even find a picture of them together. It was all just Ross shouting out his big homie who he ran with, but Ross was never tied into none of the shit that was going on. He was investigated as being a member of the Carroll City Cartel, but obviously they saw he wasn't doing shit except making music, and there was nothing to get Ross on. I refuse to believe he's the smartest criminal. Everybody always says that shit like, I didn't get caught. But all the major guys got caught. Or at least get investigated by the feds, right? Maybe you get lucky enough to beat that shit.
Nah.
But everybody else...
That's because you don't know about him, though.
Now, Rick Ross, when he blew up, it was around the time of everyone rapping about cocaine. It fit the scene. He took off with it. He was the one from Miami that did it. Cool. Come to find out, he was a fucking CO, which is crazy. Because at the end of the day, you know, you got a lot of people arguing, but the COs are the ones that bring us the drugs, and they give us this, and they give us that. They're also the ones that walk in, tell you to hang up on the phone. They don't care if it's your mother, your girlfriend, your kid.
They still
it's time to lock down.
They still got
Imagine
a job.
Rick Ross walking around, lock down, chow,
still got a job.
chow. Imagine that. That's a CO. I don't give a fuck how much dope they're bringing you, because they're putting somebody else in cuffs, taking them to confinement. And this is a fun fact for everybody that's been to prison. You know this is true, especially in the state of Florida. When you get a job there, it's mandatory. Your sergeant is gonna press you to put inmates in confinement and write DIs on them.
How
They
you
wanna
know the
see that
motherfucking
you're
system that
actively
good, folks?
doing your job, which is fucking with the inmates. So there's no way
But you know
that
about
you're
they
in
side.
there
You know about
moving
that,
dope,
they tactics.
flipping this, selling that, not putting a bunch of other people
You supposed
away.
to know y'all tactics,
Because the
not
ones
they
that are really
tactics.
moving shit, they're putting the most people away to cover up their tracks. Makes sense, right? If you're selling dope in prison, you're not locking anyone up, you're gonna look a little bit fucking suspicious. So while this guy might be serving you,
okay,
he's
don't fuck
fucking
with you,
somebody else
boy. He
over.
fucking you
But to be
over.
honest with you, none of the shit
we
about
know
him
what's
serving
going on.
anything in prison made any sense to me, because you went to college for criminal justice, you got a job inside of a prison, and then you resigned before everyone you knew went into prison. And the thing is, you were working at a reception center, so even if Booby got sent there, he'd only be there for about 6 weeks until he got transferred off to a major
That's a nice change.
institution. That's just how reception works. You don't stay there. But let me know y'all's thoughts and opinions. I mean, why is he still lying about how much time he actually worked in the Florida Department of Corrections if he's so big it can't even stain his career? Make that make sense. It's 1090 Jake, a rockin'.
And no, hey man, I don't care. Leave Rose alone, man. When I go to Rose page, look, I'm on Rose page already, folks. It don't even make no sense, folks. But I'm gonna go off so I can refresh. I'm already on Rose page and that ain't even my design. That's crazy. Let me see what Rose got going on today, folks. Look, I don't care about what 1090 time about. Hey. Like, why I'm tripping off Rose? Rose gonna tell me something inspirational. My boy on the yacht, listening to Bling Bling, man. Come on, man. Look at my boy. At the end of the day, my boy living good. I don't see you niggas pressing him, stopping him. Nobody stopping him. So what we talking about, man? My boy got Bel Air in his hand. My boy living under the sun in Miami.
Miami Beach, the beautiful Miami.
Come on, man.
What motivates you?
What motivates you?
What drives you? What pushes you?
At the end of the day.
What brings out the best you?
My boy found the way, and he's standing on business now. Ain't nobody out here fucking with my boy. My boy outside, eating good, he baking cookies. Out there on the boat, chilling. Niggas out there got cars. Niggas got cars in the water, bro.
What up? What up? What up?
This nigga got a Corvette in the water, bro. He put in the cheat code, bro. Up, down, left, R, B, R, F, up, F, L, D, bro. Like, come on, my boy living good. I wanna, hey, say what you want. This what I want. At the end of the day. You feel me? Just give me one night. BBL Drizzy. Where your yacht at, nigga? Where your yacht at, nigga? Come on. Imagine me sitting right here in my setup and I just say, I want to go, you feel me, on the river walk. I just walk out my crib and just bring the boat up. You feel me? And I'm just riding around and preparing. Come on, man. I'll do some shit. You know, he listening to BG. He's funny. Whoa. He got a light button that say MMG on the back of his boat.
You don't believe in we're rich.
No,
too rich. It's got to be somebody there that's going to keep going for the ones that want to do.
Come on, man. My boy supporting Tunchi, supporting his liquor. Come on, man. Wiz Khalifa got his own liquor. Everybody got their shit. That's cold. Everybody getting they. I see you. Damn, you got the Kobe one? Everybody got their own bottle at y'all's. That's cold. That's cold. That's called building a brand, expanding a brand, G.
How long have you been working with Rick
That's
Ross?
raw,
10,
Ross.
12?
June 1st
That's
is
getting
the
money,
third annual
folks.
Rick Ross car show.
And that's
You
probably
don't
just
wanna
one
miss it.
stream of avenue income. That's raw as hell. I just seen that.
All the big boys coming out. The ones who
And
got
then
it,
all the homies in there.
be there. Get your
Yeah,
tickets.
everybody
Rick
opportunity
Ross
to get
car
to that
show.
money.
And no road. Listen, life is great. I'm in a wonderful
Y'all
mood.
really
The
go to
car
that
show
car show,
coming up.
folks?
Y'all know what it is. Make sure y'all streaming that new single, Champagne Moments. But look, these my two Maybachs, and I just gave them new names. That's Beatrice, and that's Stunner.
Haha, that's Stunner.
This is something I'm most proud about. That Slippery Soap.
Man.
Ricky Ross. This that boss. Glouse.
That's
Y'all
raw.
know I worked at a car wash.
See, I want to do some shit like this, folks. I swear, when they give me some money, I'm selling everything to you niggas.
So, just to have our own product, it'll be worldwide real soon. You can order some right now online.
Cold.
All my car lovers, y'all know it's gonna be at the car show. This the family. So everybody that's posting that slippery soap, everybody that love cars,
y'all ass
let's
gonna be
go all
out
the way
there.
up.
He finna get a bag. Ooh. And he gonna keep throwing them bitches. Hell yeah. That's how he gonna recoup some of that money.
One time for my homie Big Tweet on the West Coast. King of Chevy's out there on the West Coast. Just got off the phone with my big bro. You already know, baby, it ain't nothing but love. One time for the entire car world. One time for the homies, everybody that's repping the car show. All the family.
He throwing a car show, right? He got a whole car show thing he got going. Then in order to make more money, let me make some car cleaning shit and sell it out here at the same car show. Boy, what? Endless money. That's another bag. Come on, man. Come on, man. If Rose ain't motivation,
most definitely. If
y'all gotta move out the way. Some niggas is in the way. Don't let this nigga trick you, man.
Love. One time for all my niggas, Death Row, what it do?
Y'all gonna lose sight. He want y'all not to look at Rose, so he don't teach y'all this shit.
Wherever you at, nigga. Where your car at?
Where your car at? I ain't even got a car, folks. Fuck you talking about. Damn, that color so raw. That color right there is different. That bitch is raw. Come on, man. Double I. On the seat rest. On the headrest. Ferraris. This nigga got Bella with spikes on them.
I'm out here playing with the cars. One time for my homie Big Tweet.
Come on. I ain't listening to this nigga. You think I'm finna listen to him? Nah, listen to that nigga, man. That nigga can't tell me nothing. I want the money and the cars. I want the fame, nigga. Fame gon' be the same, but I won't ever change. Bring that money up, now they upset. I know it make them mad when they see that we up next. On these rappers' ass, got my foot up on alt next. You niggas get in that room, turn the bitches, y'all love the gossip.
Headaches from these heartaches.
I'm so numb to the pain, lost my brothers to the game. Shit'll never be the same. It'll never be the same.